invite Ms. Kajga Esche, Press and Communication, Germany Energy Storage System Association. Ma'am, please join us, and everyone, please give ma'am a huge round of applause. Thank you so much for joining us today. She is going to talk about energy storage technologies for a net zero future, best practices from Germany.
Thank you very much for inviting me. It's a pleasure to speak here today. So my name is Katja Esche, and I'm a Press and Communications Officer for Germany's Energy Storage Association. And today I will speak about the role of energy storage technologies and achieving climate goals and successfully completing energy transition. So first of all, let me say a couple of words about my organization. So Germany's Energy Storage Systems Association is the industry association for the energy storage sector in Germany. It was founded by the industry pioneers in 2012. And today we represent all storage technologies across all sectors like electricity, heat and mobility. And we work for the improvement of the regulation, improvement of policy, and also we work for the development of standards and norms for energy storage technologies, and we support research and development in this area. And our association is active on national, European, and international level. So that's about the organization that I represent. And now to the topic of, we as an association, we have more than 350 members from different fields of energy storage and who are interested in implementing energy storage, so from photovoltaic, wind energy, grid operators, energy management systems, mobility, and many others. Yeah. Speaking about energy storage is impossible without speaking about energy transitions. And energy transition encompasses different goals and names. So like Paris Climate Accord with the goal of stopping global warming up to 1.5 degrees. It's EU Green Deal, where the European countries pledge to become carbon-free to achieve climate neutrality until 2045. And in Germany, it's their national goals is to achieve electricity supply completely based on renewable sources by 2035. And energy transition is a necessary step to achieve those goals. So here we see the shares of renewable energy sources in Germany nowadays, and as we see, these are three sectors with the highest emissions, like electricity, heating and cooling, and transportation. And as we see, electricity we almost achieved 50% of the share, but as you see, the heating and the transport are still, there's still a way to go. And if we think about that in 2045, we should reach 100%, then this curve becomes even higher. So energy transition means not only switching just from fossils to renewable sources. It also brings a lot of changes and to the energy systems. And one of them is decentralization. So as you see on the left side, there is a node system on the map of Germany with with many plants, power plants that bring power energy to the consumers. This is a pretty centralized system. On the right side, you see a new system, a renewable. Thousands, millions of energy generation units, like wind installation or solar installations. This brings, of course, a new structure for the energy system. On the left side, you see the old structure from the power plant up down to the consumers. On the right side, the new energy system, not only up-down, but from different generation units across all grid levels, up-down and to the sides, and also different possibilities for trading and exchanging industry, like blockchain models, digital markets, and so on. This is a much more complex system, and it's a disruptive development, but it also brings a lot of possibilities. As the speakers previously mentioned, energy transition means electrification. So we need much more. Electrical energy to the things that that were until recently fueled by gas, oil, coal, like heating or mobility. So now we need a big amount of energy at a particular time. So, so the power becomes a currency of the new energy system, which means more energy, more power. Another change is temporal availability. So in the past, the most important was availability on the site. So they have a plant where it needs to be. Now the energy can be generated everywhere, but not any time. So when there is no wind or there is no sun, we need some other source of energy. We need still to heat, to electrify our devices, and so on. So yeah, there are a lot of changes in the energy system, and then comes the question how to adapt to them. Yeah, the new energy system must be flexible to adapt to the volatility of generation, to balance frequency, to secure power supply, to provide backup power, and to optimize energy consumption. Another thing is it's also important to, optimize, speaking about optimizing energy consumption, it's important to couple different sectors which previously existed more or less autonomously from each other, and to ensure that they all connected and all use this renewable energy, generated renewable energy in the most practical way, not to waste it. So the question is, what's the solution? And now we come to the topic of energy storage. Because energy storage, we're talking about energy storage, we speak about a huge variety of different technologies, which also provide different solutions for a variety of applications. So this is so basically energy storage is like Swiss Army knife, a multi-tool that helps achieve different aims, like optimization of energy consumption, secured power supply, backup energy, black start, and many other things. Now there are a lot of energy technologies available. Basically, for example, like electrical storage, like capacitors, or electrochemical storage, like batteries, different battery technologies, thermal storage technologies, which can store heat or cool, and chemical technologies, with the most prominent example is hydrogen. Speaking about technologies, there's always a question, what technology will be better? But every technology every technology has its own application fields. So this is what we also is our motto as our organization, association. We should always start with application. Should not say that we should be technologically open and start with the application, because application determines which exactly type of storage we need. It's also the application also defines economical environment, and basically what we should always start with an application. Now I'm going to provide some examples in different application areas and different markets of energy storage. Basically, we divide energy storage market in residential, commercial and industry, and utilities. So as you see here in Germany, the residential had the biggest share, followed by utilities, and then industrial sector. For residential market, the most important thing, the drivers of residential market is self-generation and consumption. Now we have more than 1 million storage units installed, mostly electrical storage and heat pumps. Around 250,000 come every year, mostly in the new buildings, but it also means a huge retrofit potential for already existing buildings. So in energy storage also makes self-generation more economical and bring more self-sufficiency. So without energy storage, without a battery, you can use, for example, around 30% of generated energy, for example, from a solar installation on your roof, and with an energy storage you can up it up to 80%. Another trend is mobility, installing a wall box and also using it to energy storage to charge an electric vehicle, and also the technology like vehicle to home, so using your car as an energy storage. It's with the help of bidirectional charging, direct contact. So you can not only charge your car, but also use your car as an application. So yeah, it's also possible in the urban areas where you can have a shared energy storage for residential units, like here in Darmstadt in Germany, which also helps to lower energy prices and increase consumption of self-generated energy. And industry and commercial has a lot of application for energy storage. For example, for like self-optimization, backup energy, electromobility, decarbonization, of course. So here is one of the best practices is industrial storage in Lower Saxony, which helps to avoid peak shaving and save a lot of money, and also provides backup energy. It's also, speaking about industrial usage, is we can avoid the topic of about industrial heat waste, because around 30% of emissions are generated by industrial heating and cooling, and also about 60% of energy consumption, it's also industrial processes. So to achieve industrial decarbonization, we have to speak not only about electrical storage, but also about heat and cool storage. Here is an example of one of our member companies from Kraftblok, is power-to-heat storage system to decarbonize process heat in a potato chips fabric in the Netherlands. and it will be one of the biggest projects in this particular area. So the technology is heat-absorbing materials that absorbed the heat that emission that would be released into atmosphere to use it to the later point, for example, for heating or for other industrial purposes or in other industrial process. Also, speaking about utilities, in Germany, utility in large storage market is mostly dominated by pumped hydro storage, with around 7 gigabyte storage capacity. It's the most important large-scale storage technology. There are also the battery, large-scale battery storage is also in a development now. There are like 1,000 megawatt, now probably more. And this is also has a huge potential and now is very speedily developing category of storage. And there are also a lot of there are a lot of hydrogen projects which are now being developed, or but they have not yet achieved this their market niche yet. Yes, here's the best practice, like a grid booster in Kupferzell in the south of Germany. This is also battery storage systems that provide system services in the high-end voltage, and the most important goal is to step in during grid overload to help to absorb this grid overload, and also in case the necessity of a black start. So yes, this is also one of the biggest projects that now being developed. I think it will go up this year. Another important topic is mobility, which provides a huge opportunities for energy storage. And I'm not talking about batteries in the electric cars. I'm also talking about energy storage for charging infrastructure, because as we spoke about, the power is a new currency. So we need a lot of power to charge multiple vehicles at the same time. And also it must happen very quickly. So here is where storage comes to hand, like puffer batteries, which provide the necessary power and can be installed in different places. And it is much more cheaper, quicker way to ensure this charging abilities without overloading the grid, and with also more potential for that. Yeah, and it's also mobility offers a lot of market opportunities for different players that used to be consumers, but now also provide, for example, their own charging infrastructure, like hotels, supermarkets, amusement parks, and different others. And of course, speaking about energy storage, it's also important to speak about legal framework, because it's not only market and its demand that regulate the energy storage, but also a lot of different regulations on national, international level. So the main problem, the main obstacle is that because the new system will be so decentralized that it needs a new market design. And the old regulations, they usually are designed for this up-down system. So the regulation must support implementation such things as energy storage and different technologies, and to be technologically open, neutral. This is sometimes regulation supports one particular one or other technology, but doesn't see like the whole picture. And here is the overview of German regulational developments. Like this, in the end of last year, German government introduced, almost done, electrical storage strategy, and there is also heat and hydrogen strategies in development. And there is also a new HeatNet network law that also that includes thermal storage and explicitly defines it. So yeah, but there are other key points that are still important and that still needs work, like grid connection fees and other things. So summarizing up, energy storage is a big variety of technologies that are necessary to achieve a successful energy transition, and it's important to stay technologically neutral, technologically open, and and the regulation and market design should support this implementation in different applications. So thank you very much for the attention.